Hello, everyone. I hope that you can hear me. I hope that you can see me. I need to share with you the first information. I'm so glad that you are here. And since the chat is already working, and I know that many countries are being represented today, and since the Qatar FIFA Championships has started, let us know which country you cheer for. Which country do you come from? Which team is your favorite team? We just have scored 0-0 with Mexico. I mean, Poland. We had amazing opportunity to score a goal. Unfortunately, not this time. But you already know my preferences. I'm Polish, so I cheer for the Polish team. So go Lewandowski. Okay, so let us start today webinar. I have amazing material for you, especially prepared, gathered from years of my experience and also from many discussions with experts in the field. Actually, like experts in AI management and data science as well. So I think you will find it very interesting and most of all, very beneficial for your career. So as always, today's webinar will be extremely practical. My name is Maria Parysz and I represent Elephant AI. Let me start sharing the presentation that I prepared for you, today. Here we go. I was absent for a while, and you remember that last webinar I conducted from Barcelona, but I was not only in Barcelona since then. And yes, you already know my name. I introduce myself to you. I will tell you a bit more about myself. Yes, in Barcelona we have conducted data science championships. We call it Olympic Games for data scientists. They were like solving two competitions that we prepared for them. We gathered the best data scientists in the world from there, straight to Kenya, to Nairobi. I was a visiting professor, of course, for AI teachings on Strathmore University, and I met so many amazing, talented people there, so young and so willing to get into AI field because they know that this is the future. So it was amazing experience and a lovely journey. And again, straight from there to Paris. Okay, so in Paris, we arranged another wonderful competition and a large data science event for very talented data scientists from Europe. And we organized this experience with LVMH, so the owner of such brands as Louis Vuitton or Dior or Sephora and others. It's been just a week since then, and now I'm back in Poland. But probably the next webinar that we will be conducting, I will be leading from. I will be doing already from Canada. Okay, so you probably know and you probably remember that this webinar is within our family of Elephant AI activities prepared for you, our dear AI managers and data science managers. So we strongly encourage you, if you have not been to our website, enter elephantai.io and you will learn everything. We prepared great courses for you. And we have the first feedback, actually the second feedback, but the first large one from our essentials course. And let me read it to you. Thank you. I bought it finally, and now I'm binge watching it like a good Netflix series. Oh, can you imagine a better suggestion, a better review? And another person was saying that no one up till now made my head turn towards machine learning, but apparently I did, so that's definitely saying something. Thank you so much for this feedback. And actually, when I read it, I was so touched. You know, like when we were preparing this course, we were like, whether people will like it or not, whether you will find it interesting, because this is our passion. This is what we do out of passion, out of true understanding of how important AI is to let me say, show it to the world and to share it with everyone. Thank you so much for these kind words. And I'm so glad that you find the course beneficial, and also, most of all, interesting and fun for you, because this is the only way to learn, in my opinion. I have even more great news for you. We can officially announce who will be additional speakers and lecturers for our course, of course, except for our amazing guests that we will be inviting for the course. But these will be lectures that agreed to join Elephant AI team and to help you out throughout the pro course that we will be starting in 2 weeks. One of them is Andrada Olteanu, and the second person is Alberto Danese. Both of them are Europeans, and both of them are Kaggle Grandmasters. If you don't know what a Kaggle Grandmaster is, this is like the highest possible rank of a data scientist. These people, except for being great data scientists, extremely talented people in what they do, also they are great teachers, in my opinion, and they can explain very well and in a very easy way a very complicated data science topics. So they will be joining me. It's an honor that they joined our Elephant AI team. So I strongly encourage you, if you have not signed for the pro course yet, then do it. Do it now, because the team is getting stronger and stronger. I announced it last time, but yes, we will be releasing Discord within the next weeks. We have a small delay here, but yes, it will be live. And the same for MBA, we'll do it definitely this year. So follow us for more updates. Yes, we will be also publishing more interviews, and actually more interviews are coming along, with more data science AI managers and more data science celebrities from across the globe. You already know me. I call myself a thinker and a doer in my one person. So actually, I know a lot about AI. I've been doing it, and this what makes me different than other people probably who teach on the market, because I'm a doer and also I'm a lecturer. You know my story very briefly. One day I decided that I need to make a change in this world, because I believe that AI projects are failing, and I have statistics showing that it's actually between 60 to 80% of projects that fail. This is a scary number, and also, in my opinion, if we don't have very good AI managers, the world and AI can fail us. So it can become very dangerous if we will not have very responsible AI managers that will be knowledgeable enough to lead the projects and also transformation of our companies. You know that I have strong background in project management. I'm a PhD researcher in AI. And most of all, you probably know me because I have co-created a company called Logic AI. So we delivered more than 50 projects in the last years, from Warsaw, Dubai, and Toronto, to many companies that some of you, of course, probably as at least some of the names that I'm showing to you right now. We have definitely experience in that, and what makes us even more proud of what we do in the AI world, together with Kaggle and with Google. I have created Kaggle Days, and have built with Kaggle and Google the largest community of data scientists in the world, which is my passion, and actually something that makes me extremely proud, and what keeps me going. And these were the two events that I was showing to you, from Barcelona and from Paris as well. Okay, enough. I will be presenting to you some key points of today evening. First of all, we'll start with introduction, how to find the best position in AI world where your talents will be most suited. This is very important, because the AI world is extremely vast. So you can find there a spot for you according to your preferences, to your talents, and to your current experience. And you will see that it's easier than, in my opinion, you might think. Then we'll move on to finding an answer to question how to make the transition into AI manager. I will share you a couple of tips, a couple of suggestions. I think you will find them very useful. And then we'll cover the point how to plan your career path in AI. This is quite straightforward, we might think, because what is easier than just taking a blank piece of paper and putting points in there? Yes, it's as easy, but not so much. I know that majority of you struggle with this transformation because you don't have AI people around you. So majority of you that I talk to, you don't have anyone to ask. That's why Elephant AI is here to support you. So I will share with you some insights how to plan your career, and last but not least, I will also be prepared for you a couple of points how to do the transition fast and also in a most enjoyable way, because I believe that AI is so amazingly fun stuff to learn. And actually, I shared all those tips with a couple of people in the last months, and they said, "Well, yeah, I will do it. This is quite innovative approach." So I will be very glad to hear your opinion, and also I hope that at least a couple of them you will incorporate into your plan, and you will find them beneficial to you. Okay, so if you're ready, let's go along. I already mentioned that I know the transition is difficult. I did the transition in my life, especially from the corporate world to a startup world, and actually from corporate world to academic world as well. All of it was very difficult, especially when I wasn't the youngest already. I was not a student anymore, right? So the common perception is that older you are, the transition is more difficult. But I know the transition is mostly difficult because we perceive it as such. So let's first dig. Why do we think it's difficult? First of all, it's scary because you need to go out of your comfort zone, and you need to go into a place that is unknown, right? Unknown, and we don't know whether we will succeed or not. So it's better usually to stay in a place that you actually know. Maybe you will not succeed that much, but at least you know what to expect. So people say, I will not go to AI because it's unstable. You probably remember from previous webinars that we have had that AI, I shown you statistics, is the most stable position to be in for at least for the next 10 years. So it's not so, but I know it can be perceived as very scary because sometimes even after like some years of experience in your field, we need to say we don't know, right? And sometimes it's very difficult for us. Then it takes time and effort. Yes, unfortunately, all change for everyone. There is no exception. It takes time and it takes some effort. I don't say a lot, but definitely it requires some energy. Then it's a cost of lost opportunity that we take into consideration. What does it mean? We think, okay, if I start learning AI, I will, for example, lose some time with my family. I will not be able to go for a longer vacation. I will not be able to watch the latest Netflix series. Why not? This is also a cost of opportunity. Or I will not be able, I don't know, to spend as much time at work as I used to. So we always also like think about that. Then another element is that it's not a must, and this is, in my opinion, the key element here, because like we don't need to switch to AI. We just don't. No one forces us. Like there is no like revolver next to a gun next to our head, like saying you must learn AI. No, there is no such, and there will probably not be in the next years. I think that within the 4 or 5 years, when your company will start transformation, but seriously will start transformation, all of you inside your companies, you will have to switch to data science position, whether you want or not, because it will be obligatory. Now it's the moment when it's not that it's not a must yet. It's just an encouragement. It's an option. It's an investment. It's a chance that you can actually get. But I know this is not a must. So I'm not saying you must do it. I'm strongly encouraging you to do it, and just look at those elements and just say, okay, whatever, I'm going into AI, because most of all, it's worth it. So you probably remember from our previous webinars and some materials that we have published that data science areas, it's some kind of a Venn diagram showing what a data scientist can do or what kind of background they have. So they need to know, if you want to be in data science, you want to be a data scientist, you need to know maths and statistics. You need to know, and you need to be practitioner in computer science, including, of course, programming. And last but not least, domain expertise. So the business knowledge, the business background, business acumen, whatever you call it, right? And my question to you is, think for a moment, which of them is the hardest to learn? Which element is the hardest here in this picture? So I think that you already know the answer, that it's domain expertise. So I claim here that learning maths, stats, and computer science, in my opinion, is easier than to learn business expertise well. Because you need years to understand the business, and to learn data science, you can become a good data scientist if you want to, if you have good motivation to learn programming, then you can become a data scientist within 3 years quite easily, in my opinion, even in 2, and you can find a job. So the domain expertise is the element that AI businesses are looking for. And this is good information for you, because you already, if you are in business, if you consider yourself a business expert, you already have one strong point that is actually harder to get than other points from the list. So this is good. And I say that it's easier for you, if you are a business expert, to make a transition towards AI, and you make it much faster than to get a technology expert to go into a business field that they don't know. So let me guide you through a list. I have been showing this to you during our first webinar, but I think it's so important that we dig into that, because the first communicate I have for you, very strong, and I want to highlight it, is that AI field is not just AI management, and it's not only positions you can have inside companies, right? So you don't need to be necessarily a data scientist or an AI manager. The field of AI is vast and will be even larger. So let me go point by point, because I believe that some people that I talk to, they say, I don't want to be an AI manager, but still I want to be an AI, because this is a fascinating field and of course full of investment opportunities. So I want to be there. However, working for a company and becoming a manager, it's not for me, most probably. So actually, let's go point by point. I have prepared for you special, separate slides, highlighting and making larger the separate sections of the previous tree. Let's call it a tree. So I will go through this very briefly. The first family of positions is you can become an AI entrepreneur if you have this entrepreneurial vibe. So you can build AI startups, because AI solutions will be needed in all the industries there are and everywhere. I strongly believe that everywhere around us, in everything that we do, that we touch, that we choose, that we buy, in the next years, AI will be present. So actually, whatever you start building your AI in, you will most probably be successful. Then you can do market analysis, because like AI entrepreneurs, you can start a company analyzing markets, analyzing it from the point of view of what's going on in terms of AI, gathering information about new startups, new technologies. It's extremely valuable company to build for the future. Then you can, as an AI entrepreneur, you can start a research center. It will be needed for every industry. For now, we don't have that many research centers. And actually, what a research center does, it's an organization or a foundation or a company that gathers information about AI solutions and data also in a particular industry or part of industry as well. So it will be needed everywhere. Just start this kind of organization, foundation on the side, and you will see that within the next 2-3 years, you will be acquired by someone. Then services like RPA, software house, or bot leasing. So again, if you consider yourself AI entrepreneur, you can start this kind of company, and I can guarantee you that it will go up quite rapidly in the next years, because there will be definitely a demand. If you don't feel like being an AI entrepreneur, you can also be a freelancer in the field of AI. You can be a project manager hired around the world to almost any company that you can imagine. Then you can be an advisor, AI advisor for every industry. For now, companies, they are at the beginning of their transformation path. So they need smart people, smart advisors, AI advisors, not any business advisor, but business advisor plus AI knowledge. I will be telling you more about it in the next slides. So you can become a reseller of AI software or AI hardware. And this is like a gold mine. There are like new companies that you probably have not heard of, like DataRobot or Snowflake or Datadog and others. And actually all of them are let me think, H2O and many more. I don't want to spend time now mentioning more names, but they will need representatives in every country. Right now, I was approached by, I think, 2 large companies in the last week, wanting me to be their representative in Polish market and in Eastern European market as well. So definitely there is demand. Just if you consider yourself good in sales or the representation on market, then just go for it, because there will be a large money in it involved. Then you can become an ethical expert on the basis of being a freelancer. So companies will actually, for being a manager, it's always better to be from inside. But for being an ethical expert, AI expert, it's even better if you're from outside, because you gather more experiences from many companies and many markets. So if you are, if this AI ethical field is your cup of tea, then definitely go into that. Or you can become a transformation manager and advisor. This is one of the key positions that will be needed in almost all companies that exist in the world. No one knows how to do it, or like rather small group of people know how to do it. So actually transformation manager is, companies are willing to pay very good money for such an expert. Then let's move on to the third group. If again, you're not an AI entrepreneur, not a freelancer, you say, I want to go into education. You can become an educator or an academic. So you can become a researcher. Again, AI field is full of amazing opportunities where you can do the research. Like I can just right now come up with at least 100 topics for PhD research that are needed, and they're like absolutely necessary, not only in the field of AI algorithms, but also in the field of AI management or application of solutions. So definitely also from the management point of view, research is being needed. Then, and majority of universities, if you come to them and you will say, okay, I want to be an AI researcher, there will be open position for you. You can become an AI educator. You can, even from the level that you are at right now, seriously, because people will follow people who are at the beginning, and they will follow your steps. They will be also more open to ask you very basic questions. So you can start webinars, podcasts. People are doing it across the globe, but for AI management or this field, not that many yet. You can become AI publicist. So you can publish articles, social media channels, as many opportunities as you can imagine. You can become a volunteer if you don't have time to be a full-time in AI. So you can become a contributor to open source project. There are many on the internet. There is like, you can become a conference organizer. Because there is many, and there will be even more AI conferences, and they're looking for volunteers. You can become a participant in nonprofit organizations, for example, for AI ethics. They still are looking for as many people as possible. So even if you don't have a strong technical background, don't worry. There will be a place for you, and they will find some work for you to be done. And of course, in exchange, you will get a great experience and the point in your portfolio and your CV. And then, of course, if you have like this more like technical vibe, you can become a programmer. It's not that difficult, seriously. If you have like some spare time, and if you code it anytime, or maybe you would just like to try, because I know many people that started coding and just liked it. So you can become a full stack, full stack, not in terms of a person that knows the back end and front end, but I mean a full stack person that is a good manager and also has programming skills. And these people, they are overpaid. They are like seriously overpaid. I mean, not overpaid in a bad way, in a good way. They earn a lot of money because you need to have two strong experience paths, two strong, let me say, legs to be this kind of full stack. So I strongly encourage you, if you have this kind of vibe for programming, then definitely like think about this path as well. You can become an employee. Many companies are hiring right now, so you can become a corporate employee in growth companies, like the ones that people usually wish to work for, like Tesla, Meta, Netflix, Google, and others. You can become an employee in new industries like space travels. You can choose any industry, like for example, self-driving cars, or as I mentioned here, yes, rockets. You can go basically anywhere and say that you want to work in AI, yeah, it's that easy. Then I suggest looking at types of positions. You can be managers, including project managers, product managers. You can become management analysts. We'll be talking about it in a moment. You can become transformation managers as well. Of course, this is just a brief list, but I think it will give you a good overview. Then my favorite one, think about data monetization. For this, of course, you need to be a kind of entrepreneur, because you need to build your own company. But actually, it's more like understanding data and seeing the potential in data. So I suggest considering building a data market, or also creating your own data sets. What do I mean by that? We covered it, I think, in the first webinar, saying that data is new oil, meaning that it's very worthwhile. It actually has its price. So now companies are selling data between themselves, and they are willing to pay very good, handsome money for a good data set that is created by some kind of an external company. So gathering data, actually sometimes getting it for free and creating it into a quite coherent and easy to use way prepared for a company to train model with this data will be one of the future gold mines, and one of the most promising and also valuable businesses of the future. So I created a different category for that. So let me guide you very fast through the transformation areas. If you want to become a data scientist, of course, you need to know Python, stats, maths, data visualization. I know that mostly you came here for AI manager. That's why I'm going through this slide quite fast. So you need to know machine learning, deep learning, MLOps, data processing. So a lot of technical knowledge. For AI management, I also mentioned here basic IT, because yes, you need to know how software is being built, but it's quite easy, and we cover it in our pro course. You need to start with AI understanding. This is obligatory. Then I suggest data management, so understanding the power of data, how data should be processed. Later on, how should they be visualized? So you will see it in the next blocks. Then going into AI ethics, then into AI methodologies and processes. Also, AI manager needs to know how AI teams are being built, and I mentioned already data visualization before the project and after the project as well. And last but not least, let's not forget KPIs and metrics. So before and after. So understanding what the business wants and translating it into AI language and into KPIs. So the business knows what they are investing their money into and what they can expect after our implementation of AI project. So all of this is a core skills of areas of knowledge for any AI manager. That's why we are covering it in our pro course. Also, I added here business knowledge, because if you are not a manager that knows the business, you need to add the business knowledge as well. But I expect that we have experienced managers here, at least experienced in one industry that you are working in already. So as I said, your transformation towards AI will be quite easy. I also believe that AI entrepreneurs and AI educators, if you want to become one, you need to know the same list, and only then you will be able to use this knowledge, to use this power towards one of the paths. But I have put additional information here. Just look at that. Next to AI education, I put PhD. So yes, I will be very open with you. If you want to go into AI education, you need to go through formal path of education, PhD, or even higher, because this will be strongly required if you want to work, for example, for a university, for a school, so on and so forth. So you please do remember but just one path. All others that I mentioned before, I described before, like the list that I presented on the right, the blue one, plus business knowledge, is just that is required. So let's have a look at that. I prepared a special slide to make it easy for you to understand what you can actually do while you are, for example, a project manager already, or a business person, right, or a developer. And I have additional functions as well. So let's move on point by point. So the first one, if you are a manager or a project manager already, it's super easy to become an AI manager because you just need to add this one element, AI, and you have experience in doing the projects in this particular industry, right? So again, it's just to add experience in AI projects and the AI itself. I will cover it in a moment. You will see I prepared quite smart and very easy to remember module in the slide, including those steps. But before that, let's look at this additional function. If you are now a business person, you can choose between different roles. Business person, meaning that you did not lead projects before. So we are not a project manager or not manager per se. You are an analyst or a person that wants to switch to another position, that just you are on the verge of changing your career path. Congratulations on the decision. Like there is a lot of opportunities here. You can become an AI manager, then you need to add certain stuff. Again, I will be covering it in a moment. Then you can become an AI expert. So you don't have to become a manager. You can just add AI expertise and, for example, become this freelance advisor, not necessarily a manager. You can become an AI ethicist or a person doing business in one of the from the list I shown you on the previous slide. You can also become a data analyst. It's like a person between business and data science, so not necessarily a data scientist, not a hard coder, but a person that understands business, so understands the business problem and translates it into data science language. So you can do it very easily without the management or project management background. If you are a developer, then good choice, very good career options here. You can become a data scientist by adding Python, if you don't know Python yet, plus additional libraries for data science. You can become a data science manager. Again, more technical person, but still managing technology, more like technology-oriented projects within AI field. And you can become a data science and engineer as well. So a person that takes care of processing data, preparing it for the sake of data science project. It's more engaging. I mean, it's more coding related than a data scientists. So maybe it will be an interesting position, but definitely very, very well paid, because you probably noticed from not only this webinar, but all previous ones, I'm talking a lot about data, because data is a key element of data science. Then okay, let's move on. So if you are a data scientist already, you can become a data science manager by upskilling yourself as a business person and gaining business knowledge, or you can become a data science team lead, so more technical position overviewing data scientists. And if you're a student, hello. Again, you can become an AI manager, of course, in time, but you can also choose the path of data scientist and data analyst as well, because you are at the beginning of your career. So I don't want to say that, don't get me wrong, that you have a lot of time to invest, but yes, actually, you like if you are a student, you did not have chosen yet your business path or your career path, so it might be easier for you to choose one of the suggested ones and follow the necessary steps, how to get them. If we're talking how to get there, I know people keep asking me, okay, so what do I need to do? It's so complicated. What do I need to learn? We already know that there are 4 fields that you need to check. So you need to have experience in them, and you need to have background in them. First of all, industry experience. We already know you need to know business. If you want to be an AI manager, you need to know the business you will be doing AI projects in. Then you need to know project slash program or generally management experience, right? If you want to become an AI manager, then you need to have AI knowledge because you are doing the project inside AI, and you need to have AI project experience. Project experience is something different than AI project experience. Those projects are being done differently. So actually, if you want to create a very interesting project portfolio, you need to have AI projects there, not only projects. Because actually, the most interesting companies from your list will probably say, yeah, okay, very nice, but you don't know how to deal with AI projects, and they are different. They need to be handled differently. They need a different data approach. You need different systems, different technologies, different steps, different methodologies, so on and so forth. So to make it easier, I have prepared this slide. I hope you will like it. I find it quite interesting. So how to build, and this is like the suggestion for your career path. I expect that AI knowledge is the easiest element, as I said, the easiest element to add to your experience. So if you are starting from the first step, from the scratch, then start with AI knowledge, then add industry experience. If you already have industry experience, great, good for you. Then just add AI knowledge, and you are already in the second step. Then we have the third element, the third step, which is adding to AI knowledge and industry experience, project management experience. So majority of you, I expect that you are exactly in this moment, right? So you have project management experience, industry experience, right? Because you have done your projects in a certain industry. Plus, now you're thinking about adding AI knowledge, and last but not least, adding AI project experience. So majority of people from business that I talk to, they don't have just those two steps. Seriously, those two steps, AI knowledge and AI project experience. And this is that's why Elephant AI came to life, and we decided, okay, so if you need it, then we will just prepare it for you to help you gain the experience and be able to help you reach to your dream position or make the most of AI. Because again, not necessarily you need to work for a company. You can choose additional path that I mentioned before. So I hope this is clear for you, and we should be, I think. Let me look at my clock. Okay, so I will be finishing in 5 minutes. Don't worry, and then we'll move on to questions. So you probably noticed that this is a very general path that I have shown to you. We as Elephant AI team, we want you to become a true expert in the field, like true expert. So even deeper. So we are not satisfied with the general levels. So we prepared for you suggested steps to choose your path. Again, this is some kind of a structure, logic structure. We think you'll find it useful to build your career path in AI. So the first step, if you haven't thought about it yet, choose an industry. I'm saying once again, business acumen and business experience is the most important here. So choose your industry. If you don't like the industry that you have experience in, choose another. But if you like it a bit, or if you find it interesting, maybe you stopped considering interesting after a couple of years, just look for some AI projects. Maybe you will find it once again inspiring field for you. So either stick with the choice, your previous choice of being in a certain industry, or choose a new one. So first choose industry, then choose specialization in AI, because the previous slides were showing how to become an AI manager general. Actually, the time has changed over the last 2-3 years. If we were talking 3 years ago, I would tell you, okay, you can be a general AI manager, right? Because the technology was so, like early stage that you could be a generalist. Right now, this is not possible. Of course, this is possible to some extent, but more or less, like the world is narrowing down to specializations. What do I mean by that? Choose one of the technologies. Of course, we are covering it in the essentials and in the pro course, and there is much more than just those 3 examples that I have given here. So you can become an AI manager in banking for NLP. Right, so for text processing, and this is the description that you will will be the descriptions of the future. So AI expert in a certain industry, specializing in projects from a certain technology within AI. Then the step number 3. So choose depth level. So look at those 5 points. The point number 1 has the largest percentage of, let me say, coding and technology included. And number 5, the least. So from the most in-depth to more, let me say, business oriented, you can become a data engineer, data scientist, data analyst. This is more like business position already, AI manager or AI high level expert. Again, then you don't need this very particular project management experience, more like high level expert, being a freelancer, advisor, digitalization manager. And 4th one, choose technology stack. What do I mean by that? Now the situation on the market again is changing, because the large companies like cloud companies are starting to dictate how data science will look like. So there is a couple of platforms right now. No one knows which of them will win the market, will conquer the market, will become the leader. And there is like around 5 to 7 platforms that large companies will be using. This is similar situation, maybe you remember that, of 90s, late 90s and early 20s, 2000s, sorry, when like no one knew whether SAP will win. SAP, I mean, right, for ERP software. Right now, we cannot imagine our business without SAP or Ariba and others like that, right? But now the similar situation is for AI. So companies already know that they will need to install certain software, large software, potentially in the cloud, to be able to process large amounts of data and do large amounts of data science and AI projects at the same time, right? So for that, you need special platforms. We will cover them in depth in our pro course. And these will be platforms on cloud, but also enterprise AI type of platform. So again, in the future, consider yourself presenting your position like that. I'm an AI manager, right? So the 4th element in the 3 step. So, or maybe starting from the first point. I'm in banking for NLP. I'm an AI manager, and for example, my specialization is H2O and Google platforms, right? Or Snowflake platforms, this kind of stuff. And then you will exactly describe your experience. Of course, you don't need to do all of it at once. Just start with being an AI manager in one industry, then being an specializing AI manager in the industry for the technology. I mean, specialization, so computer vision, for example, and later on a technology stack. I hope it's clear. Last but not least, last slide, what to do now. Right. So the first step, learn AI and stay up to date. This is very important because this world changes every 2 weeks. So just learning it once, it's not enough. You need to stay up to date. Then gain experience wherever you can, like wherever you can. Inside your company or at Kaggle, or you can do some voluntary work. So whatever will say that you are focused on AI, then study data. This is quite important because I believe this is basics, but majority of people that I know don't do it. They don't understand the potential of data, and you will never be a good AI manager if you don't. So study data, different sources of data, then study case studies and technology solutions. What do I mean by that? Read what companies were implementing or are implementing right now. Read about new latest technology solutions done in States, done in Canada, done in China, done in technology centers like UK or Israel. New startups, AI startups, they're releasing their smart solutions. So the more you know, the more you will be able to suggest such solutions to your potential employees or to your business partners. Then create portfolio and references. It's highly, let me say, it's sometimes people forget about it because they consider CV or some kind of a list of references from LinkedIn to be enough. In my opinion and from my experience, it's not. If you want to be a good AI manager, you bring your portfolio of AI projects, not only standard projects, but AI projects, explaining in the description what you were actually doing and showing your experience and understanding of what you were what you were delivering. And then last but not least, apply. So apply what you have learned and be ready to jump for some time. What do I mean by that? At the beginning, in data science, it will probably take you some time to find a place where you will feel most, let me say, at home. So some companies, they are at the beginning of their AI development path. So from one company, you can learn something. From the other, again. So I know that changing jobs, switching between jobs, it's not necessarily pleasant. But if you want to gain as much experience as possible, remember that in companies, they are doing like 1 to maybe up to 10 projects, if like the giants, right? The large ones. But majority of companies I know, they do 3, 4, maybe AI projects per year. So not that many. So it's good to gain experience in one, then move on to another company, for example, from different AI technology, to be able to choose between them. After some time, when you are absolutely convinced in what area and industry you want to stay, then you get a good compensation and you, of course, you stay there. This is not, of course, obligatory. This is just a suggestion. And last but not least, be present and visible. Quite important because right now, whoever will be visible will talk about AI, will show his or her experience, will be present, will be ready to share, will be ready to teach others, will also be considered a person that knows about AI. So like a small tip from my end, and always study AI ethics. Please do remember about this. Majority of people, when they start their AI career, they forget about it and they say, okay, doesn't matter, like the technology matters. No, AI ethics matters the most. So if you forget about it, I believe that you will forget about one of the most key elements that can save our world and can make the AI world actually a better place and safer, not only for us, for our families, for our environment, and for the whole planet. I strongly believe that. And last slide of today. I promise this is the last one. How do you do the transition fast and most enjoyable way? A couple of tips. I think you will find them interesting. First of all, become data and AI geek. This is like, you need to dive into AI. Like you don't need to buy stuff. You just need to focus on stuff. So read AI, listen AI, live AI, surround yourself with AI, with IoT technology, with some posters, with some information. Let I don't know, even Elon Musk telling you what he will do with Twitter, wake you up instead of standard Twitter or Facebook messages. Then learn only from people you understand. So I know that many people try to learn from teachers or lecturers that sound smart, but you don't get anything. They talk to you in such a language that's like, I don't understand. But of course I will not say, because like, yeah, I will humiliate myself that I don't get it. I'm too dumb to understand it, right? This was my first reaction. Actually, after some time, I discovered that the easier a person is explaining certain topics, just as the feedback that we got from the essential course, the better. Actually, it means that the person actually knows the stuff, so he or she can use the analogies of our daily life. So learn only from people you understand. If you don't understand someone, this person probably, I don't want to say ill about anyone, but I'm not sure if this person will be able to explain difficult stuff in an easy way. And I strongly believe that all AI technologies, all AI elements can be explained in an easy way. Then play games with yourself. So convince yourself, okay, I will learn additional technology today, or I will find 5 AI applications for, I don't know, NLP in my kitchen, this kind of stuff. So find it entertaining and then teach others, even if they don't want to. This is a part of being an AI geek. So how do you do it? You find a person during a lunch, or even in a bus, or in a tube, and you start talking to them about AI. Of course, if they run away, I'm exaggerating right now. We don't want other people to run away from us, but teach others. Why? Because this is like the old way to learn better. So this is a Feynman technique. So if you are able to explain AI, at least one bit of AI to someone, it means that you truly understood it. So try yourself and teach others, and then engage your family. This is like one of my favorite tips, or friends to study with you. So you can even engage 5 or 6 year olds into finding AI applications all around us. And later on, you can find the usage of AI application, AI technologies into daily lives. How to, for example, make our life easier, more enjoyable, how to save money, how to make money, how to make, again, something faster, easier, more pleasant. And children are very into it. And I talk to many people that I talk to. I suggested them this point. They came back to me saying, yes, my 7-8-year-olds, they started AI, and they said, Dad, this is so easy, right? So this is our target. Then the whole family can focus on AI together with you, and talk to practitioners and ask them questions. Whoever you find on your way, ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. And then you will be surprised with what answers, such easy answers, they will come to you. And then you will save time, because you don't need to find a solution on your own. This person will help you out and shorten your path. This is it. I hope that I made it in 59 minutes. I promised myself that I will do it in less than 60. So remember, everything that I'm just saying will be covered, of course, in the pro course as well. And we are here as Elephant AI team to help you out. So I think we can move on to questions. But before questions, remember, we have another webinar for you based on your questions that you are sending to us. Best methodologies to manage AI projects. So the questions were: should we use Agile and Scrum? Are they good enough for our projects, or should we use anything else? What is there on the market? So the next webinar, I strongly encourage you to join us. We will be talking more about managing projects step by step. Also, I will cover points, and I will cover it point by point. And I will comment why not necessarily they are complete. So I will also add some personal best practices. Now let's move on to Q&As. Where should we be looking for the most interesting job offers? Okay, so I always suggest that first look in your own company, right? So it's always best to start the transition or digitalization inside your company. It actually depends on the market you are in and whether you are willing to work remotely or not. So if you are willing to work remotely, then you can search basically anywhere. I strongly suggest to look inside companies and inside markets that are already quite well developed in terms of AI. One of them is, of course, US. The other is Canada, UK, France. However, for France, usually the French languages is required. Then Dubai, they are hiring a lot. And also Saudi Arabia as well. So this is for a remote job. If you are willing to move, then of course the world is your oyster. So you can go anywhere, and anywhere you will find a good AI position. But I understand that at first it might be a bit frightening. I will come back to this search inside your own company. This might be a good chance if you teach yourself AI, at least, for example, through one of our courses. You can become one of the AI leaders inside your company. Even though the projects will begin quite slowly, then it's always better to be in a place that will be, let me say, growing in terms of AI together with you. There are certain companies, leaders on the market, that have the most AI projects. And there are certain industries that are more open to AI than others. For example, retail or technology company, or even of course health. They are becoming more and more open for AI applications. So also think about industry. If you haven't chosen an industry yet, then think also about the industry that will guarantee more projects, right, to gain experience in. Then we have another question. Thank you for that. Which companies have positions to volunteer on AI projects? Actually, when we are talking about companies, then usually such companies, they hire. They do not look for volunteers. However, there are certain companies like, for example, technology companies like HCO, or companies like Hugging Face. They are looking for volunteers. Companies like Kaggle, so our partners. Then you can find some foundations or organizations that are looking for volunteers for open source projects. Then remember, you can start implementing some simple AI solutions inside organizations you already are active in. For example, PMI. So you can become an assistant to an AI project manager always. And this is one of the first positions that I suggest to our employees actually inside our company, and also to someone who is just a beginner in AI world. Just become a shadow of a person that is a project manager for an AI project, and after 1-2 projects you'll have experience to guide to lead such a project on your own. However, I believe this is more organizations and foundations than actually companies. However, companies that invest in open source, these are the ones that will be actually willing to have you as a volunteer. Also, I know that Google has very interesting internships, just as other technology, like strong technology companies as well. But again, it depends on your preferences. Let's stay in touch. Fingers crossed for your AI career. I know that all of you will find, if you find it interesting, you will find a good spot in AI world, because there's so many positions that will be opened in the following years. It's just good to be prepared for this. That's why, as I said, Elephant AI is here to support you. Thank you so much for today. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for your attention. And hope to see you very, very soon. Goodbye.